People ask, what I do when I'm not making, video game edits or the Rockstar edits. People ask what I do. I'm building Stargazer chairs. I used to be a tattoo artist. Many, many years ago, I was a tattoo artist, and I took that love for tattoo to the level of woodworking. Now, I know that there's a bunch of people out there that do pyrography or wood burning, and that's what I enjoy. Myself, I enjoy wood burning. And my neighbor here has a son who loves Pokemon, so I wood burned a whole bunch of Pokeballs into this board here. And I did this probably about a year ago. I just never finished it, and it was just something that I was working on. But how you do it is you take this board here and you slide it into the base hole here, right? And then bam, you got your nice little Stargazer chair. Here's what the chair looks like. Now when I'm done with it, obviously I'm going to stain the wood, paint the Pokemon and the balls, and clear coat it. But this is how these little chairs work. So that's what people ask. What do you do when you're not making Rockstar edits or video game footage or stuff like that? I'm working on these little custom chairs or maybe coffee tables or what have you. Like the coffee table I built for myself is a huge coffee table. And it's got a pirate theme going to it. There's on this side, it's a treasure chest with a bunch of coins. This side, it is, trying to remember. This side right here is a map and a whole bunch of other coins. Right in the middle is the big Jolly Roger skull. And if you look far off into the distance, you'll see a pirate ship battling with a kraken. So it's a pretty cool little table, but I built that for myself. I'm probably never going to sell it. And like I said, this Stargazer chair is a gift for my neighbor's son. What I got to do is I got to sand all sides because I let it sit out in the weather. Which, that's my fault. That's my fault. I did that. So I just got to sand all the sides to it, and then we're good to go. Matter of fact, let me see if I can get it there. Yo, what's up, guys? Doing great today. We got Tyler. Yeah, Tyler and Cody. What up? What up? Yo, Cody is actually one of my personal friends. And he's seen a lot of the work that I do. Matter of fact, I've done some work for Cody. I did a firefighter plaque for him. It was pretty cool. But yeah, let me try to sand this down a little bit. Let's try to get the weather off. Hey, and speaking of which, Cody, how'd it go today? Good news, bad news? Let me know. Who we got? Burger? Jesus is the truth. Hell is real. We all sin. He died on the cross to pay for our sins, was buried and rose again the third day. Put your faith in him alone to save you. Trust in what he did. Amen. Amen. You shall right. Yo, what's up, Sky? What's poppin', brother, man? Y'all, hey, Skywalker over there on Gospel of Bob. Gospel of Bob, one of the coolest shows you're going to find on YouTube, and Skywalker is probably one of the coolest hosts you're going to find on YouTube. So go check them out. They go live at like 5:30, 6 o'clock every day. Go hit them up. Oh, it didn't go either way. You in the field. All right. Hell yeah. You see, what I got to do is I got to sand the weather off of this. Because, like I said, I let it sit out. Let it sit out in the winter snow there for a while. So, sand the weather off of it and get to staining this thing. See, check it. You guys can see right here what I'm talking about. As you see that nice, there goes my sander. See that nice, beautiful sanded piece here? And then you get into that silvery, weathery look right there. Like, I gotta take all that snow minerals and stuff off of this wood before I stain it, because if I do stain it with the snow minerals and all that earth on there, then it's just gonna turn out kind of funky. And for all the keyboard warriors out there talking about you shouldn't smoke, you probably shouldn't be out here sanding wood without a face mask on either, but I am. But let's touch on what Burger said for a minute, because Jesus is the truth, the way, and the life. No man cometh to the Father but through him. And Burger's not going to be the only one to say that. So just putting that out there, that I am a Christian. I do believe wholeheartedly in God. I believe Jesus was his holy lamb. I do believe that. So if you're not looking for Christian content or hang out with a Christian dude just building some wood, then you're probably in the wrong spot. I'm gonna promo myself real quick. Let me know what you guys thought of the last video I did. It took me 13 hours to edit 4 minutes of video, right? It was the last train out of Santos video. Check that out and let me know what you guys thought of it. Because like I said, it was 13 hours for 4 minutes of Rockstar video. That whole event was crazy too. It was probably one of the funnest experiences I've had playing Zombati. It was just madness. From start to finish, that whole trip was madness. So tell me what you guys thought of that video. Like, was it good? Did you like the edits? Did you like the transitions? The cinematography, the music. Let me know what your thoughts was on that video. And while we're here, don't forget to hit that like button, y'all. Show some love. I do believe, honestly, that it might be time for another piece of sandpaper. Ugh. Luckily for me, I dropped a couple of them on the ground, so it's not like I ain't got to go far to get it. Winning. What we got here? There we go. Hit that up. That's working a lot better. idea why. But for some reason, the song Lonely Day by System of a Down is in my head, right? No idea why that song stuck in my head, because it's not a lonely day and I am enjoying myself quite thoroughly. So, such a lonely day, and it's mine. A day that's hard to define. I have no idea why that song stuck in my head, but it is. And see, I'm almost done sanding this. I've already done 3 sides. I just have to do this one small side here. Some of y'all watching might be able to help me out with this because I don't really know much about Pokemon. I'm going to have to do some internet research when I paint these because I have no idea what color they are. Like, I know Pikachu's yellow. And that Jigglypuff thing is pink. I know that much. As far as the Mega Balls and the Pokeballs and the Super Balls and all that, I got no idea what color they are. So I'm going to have to do some internet research on that one. Okay, so if you're going to work on a project like this at home, don't do what I did or was about to do and forget to sand your bottom and top edges because you're going to have to stain those edges too. So you want the surface to be nice and prepped and clean before you stain it. So do that. Alrighty, now that one is prepped and ready to go. So what I'm going to do, take this over here, put it down there. Better yet, I'm going to stick it on the far side of the garage there. And then got this piece here. Now this one is the seat. You got the main Pokeball. I don't know what all the other Pokeballs are, but it goes all the way down to the Mega Ball there. Ew, a couple of the grooves was kind of grimy right there. Ugh. And I mean, daggone, there's so much sawdust blowing around in this motor right now. Like I gotta open up a door and air some of that out. It's kind of foggy in this mud. That's right. There's a lot of sawdust floating around in here right now. Daggone. But when the chair's done, y'all are gonna like it, right? You see the start, the process, and the finished product. You'll enjoy it. Y'all be like, dang, that's pretty cool. Because everybody I make chairs for like this has always loved them, or at least if they didn't love them, they faked it pretty well. But let me take this opportunity to tell y'all about that train mission that we went on in Zambati, right? It was one of the craziest experiences because it started out normal enough, right? But then we get on the train starts rolling. We get to the chemical forest area, and the militia starts like hovering in their little helicopter and shit. So it went from that to full on combat to somehow Ginger and Tanner in their buggy talking to Jack Peach about a raccoon. It was a crazy experience. Like, I wish y'all could have been there, but if you're not playing, you probably have no idea. But that was absolutely funny. 100%. I was laughing so hard through that entire mission that I was crying. It was good stuff. It was good stuff. This side of the board, for some reason, is rough, and you can definitely see where the marks with my saw, you can see where my saw got into a pretty serious fight with this side of the board, and it looks like my saw won. So, man, I'm gonna have to do a lot of sanding to get that rough edge out. Good Lord, my saw went ham on that side of the board. All right. Little tip, I do have a belt sander. I do. I just don't want to go dig it out. So you should probably never tilt the circular sander the way I'm doing. I'm just using it to hit the rough edges, you know. But you should probably never do that. You know, you should use the proper tool and go get a damn belt sander. My thing is that I just don't want to. Because I'm in my neighbor's garage right now. So if I was to get my belt sander, I'd have to walk all the way home and come back. Because I have the woodworking tools. He has the mechanic shop, right? So that's how we do things. I need some work done on my car. He needs a new couch. Win-win. Okay, now I gotta hit that circular part here, and that's gonna be difficult, but we're gonna do it anyway. Whew. All right, well, looks like the sanding phase of that's done. I am going to have to go get my router and my wood burner. I'm going to have to go do that. Just letting you know I'm in and out, brother. Only saying something because looks like it's just me right now. Hey, yeah, no worries, dude. No worries. Do your thing, homie. I'm just trying to finish up this Pokemon chair for the neighbor. His birthday's coming up, so I want to give him something for his birthday, and he always liked Pokemon, so figure I'll take some time out of the day, slap some Pokemon chairs together, and good to go. Sound like Rick's home. Rick. One of the neighborhood teenagers. And it's crazy that he's one of the neighborhood teenagers now. So when I first met that kid, he was 10. And automatically, just see the kid as still being 10. But he's not 10 anymore. He's actually a teenager and he's growing up, and it's just kind of scary because my kids are his age. So what makes that scary when you really look at it is I'm getting old, dude. I'm getting old. Time is passing. See, I'm gonna have to go get the burner. I have to go get the burner and burn some of this. When I was sanding it down here, I don't know if you guys can see it or not. I'll bring the camera in a little closer for you. But I don't know if you can see it or not, but right here, when I was sanding, you could see where the sander kind of scuffed up the lines and stuff. So I'm gonna have to go in and reburn all those. Daggum. Good news is that it is prepped to be stained. And I do have the stain and a couple of brushes I could use. Downside to that is I'm going to need to put this on some plywood or something and get my triangles so it dries evenly. Lot to do with it, man. Lot to do with it. So, if you had an idea for either a chair or a coffee table, what would it be? You know, like, would it be some elaborate dragon flying out of a castle, or would it be Super Mario themed, Halloween themed, pirate themed? If you could theme out one of these Stargazer chairs, what would the theme be? Cars? Monsters? What would the theme be? I've made several of them that were themed out toward the American farmer. You know, those have been decent, fun little projects, but I don't know. I want to hear from you guys. If you were to theme something out, what would it be? How's the job so far, Cody? You liking it, bro? Yeah, decent little job. Hell yeah, man. I told you would like it though. Like, I fell in love working in that spot. I only do it for the harvest. I refuse to go full time. Going full time is like signing a piece of paper that says, "Here, me in the butt all day," and you know, I don't want to do that. I don't want to go full time and risk my neck day in and day out every day for what, 500-600 a week. Nah, hit me in the harvest when I'm working 12-hour days. Those paychecks during the harvest are worth it, son. Full time, not so much. Not so much. I'm good. You know what? I'm gonna see if I can do something real quick, Cody. Let me see if I can make you a moderator, my boy. Let's see. There we go. Now every time you type something, it'll be blue. Or should be, anyway. Had to make Skywalker a moderator, too. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this one here where we're at. I'm going to go over to the house and grab my burner. And we'll probably meet back here in about an hour or so, maybe. Depends on if I feel like burning it out today or not. I don't know. I still got to gather up more tools and bring them over here too. I got to get my stain, my brushes, my burner, possibly my router. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go get some tools. So we'll cut this now, and I'll be back with tools later. Boom. All right, now, how do I end the live? Yes. Pow.